We are set to bring you baseball from one of the crown jewels of the sport, venerable Wrigley Field in Chicago. Lots of pink all around for this Mother's Day matchup between the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs. Stay tuned for Cubs baseball next. Clayton Richard, a lefty from Indiana, is on the mound here. What do we need to know here, EK?
Well, guys, he just hasn't been able to get anyone out. Hitters are hitting over 300 against him this year. We'll see if something changes in this one.
Ben Revere makes his way to the plate, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
For Washington, center fielder, Ben Revere.
A fastball here, and this is softly hit and fouled off to the left.
First pitch, 120.
The 0-1. Dribbled to the right side. And with his speed, forget it. It's an infield single.
And you know, any way you can get on base, you just take it. Here he just puts the ball in play. Doesn't hit it all that hard, but he's able to leg it out at first base, and he's on to start this ball game.
Daniel Murphy will stride forward, currently sitting in 6th place in the race for the National League hitting crown.
And not bad for a second baseman. There are some good ones, but second base isn't typically where you'd expect to have one of your best hitters.
Here comes the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike one. EK, one of your old ball clubs, the Cubs, as they take the field here this afternoon. They were finally able to snap that long losing streak last time out. A rare bright spot in what's been a horribly difficult stretch. Pitch is a called strike. The throw way late, and he's in there easily at second.
And this is all about a table setter at the top of the lineup doing his job perfectly. Gets on base to start the ball game. Now he's into second on the stolen base, and they're off to a fast start here early on.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Nope, that's down.
Ooh, tough to lay off there, but it's called a ball 1-2.
And you know, all you have to do is point back to yesterday's ball game. This was part of their downfall, hitting with runners in scoring position. They just couldn't sustain any kind of offense. So this would be a big boost if he could turn the tide a little bit here and come through big.
And the throw to first is in time, one gone. And here's how the Nats line up in this one. Anybody catch your eye, Eric?
Well, I'm definitely excited to see the werewolf, Jason Worth, take the field. He sports a batting average with runners in scoring position over 300, so you could say he relishes in those big moments. We'll see if that's the case in this one.
First pitch coming, here it is. Jason Worth is at the plate as he takes a cold strike one.
And you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. So let's take a look at our umpiring crew in this one. Working the plate, Rusty Valentine.
Yeah, Rusty Valentine. What a great name. Besides that, he's known for being pretty spot on when it comes to calling pitches on the corners. If he misses one, it's usually up or down.
Runner at second here with one man out. 2-2.
Yeah, he must have been looking for that same breaking ball because that pitch, it's right there.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Schwarber sprinting after it. He makes the catch, and the runner from second will tag and head for third. And he's up to third safely now with 2 gone in the inning. And with that, let's take a look at the Cubs alignment on defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric?
Well, Matty, you remember growing up, right field wasn't a very important position. But here at this level, it's as important as any. And this man plays it as well as anybody. Very reliable, covers ground, always makes a routine play.
Wilson Ramos will come forward now. Back in the lineup here after getting yesterday afternoon off. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. You'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball one.
And this is maybe not a pitch around situation, but you need to be real careful with a guy like this and 2 away.
2-0.
With the runner at third, 2 away, I think they're just being awfully careful right here.
That'll find its way out of play. Still going to have a good hitter's count. 2-1 now. There's the cold strike he was looking for. 2-2 now. Hit hard back up the middle, and that's through into center field. Base hit. The run comes across to score, and they jump ahead 1-0.
Yeah, that's a good job right there with 2 away to pick up the first run of the ball game from third base. Very important to cash in when you're given the early opportunities, and he comes through big time right there.
In now is Anthony Rendon, as he'll take a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now.
Nice comeback here to get it 0-2. And now you've got to put that early run behind you and make sure that this doesn't get any worse.
Hot shot on the ground is short. Played on the backhand. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. 2 hits in the inning lead to a run for the Nationals. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's the Nationals 1, the Cubs coming up. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Tanner Roark gets the starting assignment for the Nats in this one. EK, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, I'm not so sure he made a lot of friends in his last outing. Only threw 4 innings, didn't get a decision. Going to have to do a lot better job here in this one.
Well, there you see Dexter Fowler, as he'll be the one to commence the action in the bottom half of the first.
Center fielder, Dexter Fowler.
Chopper foul. The windup and the 0-1. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
Well, with a sinker and a change in his arsenal, you know what he's going to try to do, and that's get ground balls. As a hitter, you've got to get him up in the zone.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. And a good take there. Close, but it's 2-2.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
Really good at-bat here from the leadoff hitter, as he'll force him to throw another one. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Wow, what an at-bat he's having right now. He's fought off some tough pitches. He's laid off a few pitches like that one. And now he's worked his way back to a 3-2 count.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. And he'll finally just wear him down, as this one swung on and missed for the first out. And now time to check how Joe Madden has lined the Cubbies up in this one. Eric, who stands out to you?
Well, Matty, I can't wait to see if Kyle Schwarber can keep it going. He's a home run threat every time he steps into the box. If they want to shut him down, they're going to have to be careful and keep the ball low in the zone. Don't give him anything he can drive.
Jason Hayward will stand in, and as you can see, his home and road splits there. He's been a much better hitter away from home. Very weakly on the ground. Foul ball, however, strike one. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a little tapper, but that one rolls foul. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Another one sent foul. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a purpose pitch right there up in the zone. Now I think he's going to come back down with something to try to get that strikeout.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. 1 out, nobody on. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
One thing that's happened in these last 2 at-bats, it's driven up his pitch count. That's now 14 pitches just to the last 2 batters.
He spoils another one, and will do it again. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. On the ground up the middle. And into center field as he's aboard with a 1-out single.
Oh, and that's a good sign right there. They're really hoping to get him going out of that 2 spot. And he comes through big time right here with a first-inning single.
Chris Bryant will stand in now. He drove in 2 of their 3 runs in that ball game yesterday.
When you're hitting under 200 on the season, you've got to come up with a good performance every once in a while, and yesterday was one of those.
First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Well, maybe you see a little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the runner right now. We'll see who wins this duel.
Swing and a miss on the sinker, a ball and a strike. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does 2 things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal it all.
That's in there on the outer half, 1-2 now. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Here's a look over to first, and a dive, but he's back in. The 1-2 pitch. And now a slider in there for a called 3rd strike, and there are 2 gone now. With a moment now, let's take a look at how the Nats will align themselves defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, guys, when you talk about outfielders that can go get them, Michael Taylor, he's a great example. Anything that's hit out in his area, he seems like he just runs down and grabs it right out of the air. One of the better defensive players in all of the league.
Anthony Rizzo will stand in now, 0 for 4 in that day game yesterday.
Well, it seems like it's going from bad to worse. He had a bad day yesterday, and he's hitting under 200 in his last 10.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the 1st strike. Prior to the 0-1, here's a look to first. And he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Comes set with the 0-1. Oh, a lot of movement that time. It's 0-2.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller out there, you're just conditioned to always look for something down. So he can surprise you with that high fastball, maybe four-seam it every once in a while. And when he does, you can forget it.
And the runner back. A runner on first with 2 away. A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2.
Well, I think that fastball is just for show there. He's not trying to throw this for a strike.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2.
That's a dangerous but well-placed pitch there. Most power hitters are tempted by pitches up in the zone, but that one was so far enough up that he wouldn't have been able to do much with it.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Now a throw over to first, and he'll dive back in. And another throw over, and a dive, but he's back.
Just keeping an eye on him.
Once more, a throw over, and the runner back safely. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Cubs strand one. They trail this one 1-0. Clint Robinson will stand in, and he wasn't much of a factor yesterday as he took an 0 for 4 in the loss.
Well, baseball can be a humbling game. Yesterday wasn't a good day for him, but over the season, he's hitting over 300.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. 0-2 now.
Yeah, he came with a little bit of a different look that time. This pitch is also in there knee high, and now they've got him behind in the count, 0-2.
Taken high and deep to right. Back goes Hayward to the track. Out of here. She was a wall scraper, but it counts just the same. A home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. And the Nationals move out in front here 2-0.
About the only silver lining to this one from a defensive point of view is it came with the bases empty leading off an inning. You can survive it when this guy's hitting solo shots, but if he's doing this with 2 or 3 men on base, well, then things can really get out of hand in a hurry.
Stepping in now, Danny Espinoza. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. The numbers on the year, 272. No home runs as of yet, and 11 RBIs. Base is empty here with nobody out. Drilled right back up the middle, and that's through for a hit.
Yeah, really not a bad pitch when you look at it. This is at the knees with some movement. He just uses the center of the diamond and checks in here with a base hit.
Standing in now, Michael Taylor, as he'll take a look at ball one. Here's a guy who could use a 3 for 4. He's got that batting average still down in the 190s. 2 home runs, 9 driven in. Nobody out, runner on first. And here's a fastball in for strike one. 91 miles an hour that time. Grounded to first. And that's under his glove. Oh, he picked his head up, and it's into right field. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
I tell you, when you're on a hot streak like this guy's been on, everything you touch turns to gold. I mean, this is not a particularly great swing. It's not hit hard at all, but sure enough, it finds a hole, and that average, it'll climb a few more points.
Tanner Roark, the pitcher, digs into the box, so in a definite sacrifice situation here with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, definitely the traditional train of thought.
And he pops up the bunt attempt. Oh, and a bad decision there, as they won't get him at third.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think that was the right decision. I think he figured that since the ball didn't get too far away from him, that he'd have a better shot. But he underestimated the speed and the jump at second base, and they don't get him.
Here's Ben Revere, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
You cannot let this situation get any worse. You got to be thinking strikeout or ground ball. Even if you allow 1 run to score in this inning, that would be a major victory.
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Hot shot to third. Bryant is up with it, and they finally get an out here as he's forced at the plate. So they're fortunate to get the force at the plate, but they might have gotten a little greedy there by not trying to go to first, so the bases will remain loaded. Daniel Murphy could really open this lead up early if he can deliver here with the bases juiced.
And these chances are sometimes few and far between. You got to make the most of them, and a big hit here could really change the feeling of this game.
Moving under it, Fowler. He makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. And he'll make it in to score. It's a sac fly and an RBI, and it's now a 3-0 ball game.
And at the very least, that's what he's up there hoping to do, and that's hit the ball in the air somewhere. So nice job to pick up that runner from third. Although the other 2 runners have to stay put now with 2 away.
Jason Worth steps into the box, and we'll see what he can do here. 2 on, 2 away, 2 home in the inning so far. And a good pitch on the inside corner for strike 1.
That's not really a bad take that time. You've got a guy out there on the mound that's had his hands full already, so you've got to make him prove that he can find the zone.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
There's not a whole lot of conviction in that swing. It was almost like an afterthought, like an emergency hack.
To short, hit hard. Russell has it, flips it underhand. On to Zobrist for the force, and the side is retired. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, including the home run. No errors, and 2 left. On now to the bottom of the second. The Nationals lead it 3-0. Ben will stand in now. Still struggling to get anything going offensively.
Well, he hasn't played very well all season, and if you look at his last 10 games, he's only had 4 hits in those 10, so what's he doing to help?
A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1.
Well, you got to figure that this guy's going to come out here free and easy here in the second. He's got a 3-run cushion already. No reason not to come right after these guys.
Too much bite on the sinker, and he's behind 2-0 now. Very patient here in these opening few innings.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to need to do. The more hitters counts that you can get yourself in, the more fastballs you're going to see. And this is a good fastball hitting team.
2-0 count. Here it comes. Hit hard up the middle. And this is going to scoot on through into center for a base hit leading off the inning.
Wow, a 2-0 count. And this is a room service fastball. Look where this thing is. Right down the middle. I mean, he can't help but jump all over that.
Kyle Schwarber will stand in now as he was reinserted back into the lineup here after taking a needed day off yesterday. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Therefore, it is worth one away.
And this is one of those guys that throws what you'd call a heavy sinker. Normally, he's going to get a lot of ground balls, but he leaves this one up in the zone. And I think he's lucky that this ball didn't get hit farther than it did.
Addison Russell will get his first chance at it now. Didn't factor much into the win yesterday as he took an 0 for 4 in the ball game.
Well, when you're hitting under 200 for the season, games like yesterday are going to happen on a regular basis.
And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
You can hit the low fastball, but you're not going to hit that one up there. You can just forget about it. You've got to make him bring that thing down.
Comes set and the 0-1. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
As you can see right here, his timing just seems to be off a little bit at the plate right now. And you know what? That can happen during the course of the season. You're not always going to have your good swing. And he's the kind of guy that's got a lot of moving parts in that swing. So maybe he's at the point now in the season where he might need just a little time off so he can get back to the basics.
Here's the catcher now, Miguel Montero. Swinging a hard hit ball down the line in right. And that's a fair ball heading out toward the 353 sign on the ivy. Around third and being waved on home. And he's going to score with ease as the throw will be too late.
Not wasting any time right here. He gets that first pitch fastball and just smokes it into the corner. That allows him to pull into second base easily with an RBI double.
Into the box now, Clayton Richard, as the fastball is swung on and missed. Good location down at the knees for strike 1.
And even after the 2-out RBI, you still have a chance to help yourself out here with a hit. You've got a man in scoring position.
Swing and a miss, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
And you can't make this easy on him right here. At least make some contact and force him to make a play.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Cubs pick up a run on the RBI double. We've played 2. It's the Nationals 3 and the Cubs 1. It's a great day for baseball here in Chicago as we welcome you back to Baseball on the Show from Wrigley Field. Back with Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian here as it's Wilson Ramos that gets set to lead off the Nationals half of the inning. Into the windup and the pitch. And he'll start him with a high strike here on the fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
A high fastball that time in the strike zone and on the outside corner. But that is a dangerous spot to be pitching if you're only throwing in the low 90s.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Fowler has a read on it. He's got it 1 away.
Well, he gets you out there, but he's not missing many bats right now. And guys are really putting together some good swings against him so far.
Anthony Rendon will dig in. 0 for 1 here in this one. First pitch of the at-bat. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1.
You can tell here, in his mind, he's thinking quick inning. He's not even trying to set guys up. He's coming right after him.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Lifted in the air out to right. Hayward has a read on it. Oh, no, he totally missed it. And he'll round it and try for third. The relay, and he is in there.
I'm not sure if this will wind up being a triple. It really should be a 3-base error. I mean, here it is. He was there in plenty of time. He just winds up with a handful of air. And they are going to hit him with an E. It's well-deserved.
In now, Clint Robinson. As he swings and hits this one fouled off to the right and out of play. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. A step on the bag for 1.
Yeah, and unless he was going on his own down there at third, they were using that contact play where you're told wherever and whenever the ball's hit, you're off and running. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. You've got to go. They love to play an aggressive style on the bases, and it gets them a run right there.
Into the box, Danny Espinosa. Line hard. But this will be a foul ball. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. A shot down the first baseline, but this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. On its way, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. So 1 run here on no base hits, 1 error, and no one left. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the Nationals 4 and the Cubs 1. Leading off the inning, Dexter Fowler. And they'll need him to get something going here.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt, and it's strike 1.
And for as bad as he missed that pitch, you can bet we're going to see that again before this at-bat's over.
Ball 1. Outside, 2-1. Pretty clear the plan is to keep everything away.
And that's smart for most guys, but you've got to know your scouting report because this is a guy that can cover the outside part of the plate.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. A little bouncer, but it gets fouled. Look out. Don't want to hit him there. It's full 3-2. Just hung in there on that one. Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Good battle continues as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch. And good patience exercised as he works out the walk to lead off the home half of the third.
And now on the mound after the leadoff walk, you put yourself in a situation where you're going to give these guys a good chance to get that run right back. I mean, here's where he'll need to try to get the next guy to hit something on the ground.
Jason Hayward will dig in. He singled his first time around.
Well, and everyone knows he's slumping right now, so we'll see if that got him going.
Line towards center field, and that'll get down for a base hit.
I tell you, both of these teams have come out swinging the bats well so far. That's 9 hits between them, and this is still just the third inning.
At the plate, Chris Bryant. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Well, you know, it never feels good to go down on strikes, especially looking. You wouldn't be surprised to see him be a little more aggressive in this at-bat.
First pitch on its way. Ball one.
Counts 1-0.
4-1's our score here in inning number 3. Oh, and he had him guessing there, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, just really jumping out at that last pitch. He had him thinking fastball, maybe even slider.
A throw behind the runner at second, and he tried to get too cute there as he throws it away. But luckily it doesn't get far enough away to allow the runners to advance. A good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Now you got to beware of that sinker. I mean, he'd take a strikeout right now, but I think he still just wants this guy to hit the ball on the ground.
Now a spin and a throw back to second, and the runner back in standing. First and second here with nobody out. And a swing and a miss as he picks up yet another strikeout. 6 of them already, and there's 1 gone in the inning.
First baseman number 44.
Anthony Rizzo is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
He's set, and the pitch. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. The 0-1 on its way. Chased out of the zone there, and he's down 2 strikes.
And with some of these guys, it's like they're in an 0-2 count before they even come to the plate.
And a breaking ball runs in and gets him, and I doubt there was any intent behind that.
You know what? I don't know if there's ever a good time for a hit by pitch, but there are definitely some bad times, and that was a bad time right there. Now you load the bases, and you do it for a dangerous hitter as well.
Here's Ben Zobrist now, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. It's going to take a lot of guile to work out of this one.
Well, he's got plenty in reserve. This would need to be a magic act, no doubt.
Bases are loaded here, 1 man out. Chopped foul right at home plate. Struck him out. And now they'll likely need a base hit to get that runner home from third.
And even though it's still early, this is probably your best chance so far. You need to take something positive out of it. Even if it's just a run, you can't let this guy work out of it.
Kyle Schwarber steps into the box here in one of the bigger spots in the ballgame so far. Bases juiced now with 2 away.
Yeah, and this is one of those make-or-break moments in a ballgame, Matt. You don't want to let an opportunity like this in the middle innings get away from you.
Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes. That man's team has definitely shot itself in the foot with all the strikeouts so far.
It seems like it's been a growing trend so far, but man, you've just got to be able to put the ball in play when you've got runners in scoring position.
One 0 count. Here it is. Chased a bad one there. 1-1.
Yeah, sometimes you give a power hitter like this a fastball at eye level, and he just can't help himself.
And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. In the dirt, did he go around? Yes, he did. And they get the force at home. Whatever works as the side is retired. Cubs wind up leaving them loaded. And this is still a 4-1 ball game. Michael Taylor is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
Here's the first pitch to him. That's yanked into the stands. Strike 1. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. And he falls behind 0-2. Here it comes, 0-2. Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-2.
And for that guy right there, this is going to be an important inning. He's already given up 4 runs through 3. And you know, they need to get a minimum of 5, hopefully 6 innings out of him. So he needs to show something right here.
Lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches. But now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
Takes this the other way to right. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
And another hard hit ball off of him right there. That's not the first one he's allowed so far. As you take a look at his line, not too much to write home about right there. This has not been one of his better performances at all.
The pitcher, Tanner Roark, steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation, so let's see if that is indeed on right here.
Textbook sack situation here, guys.
And they indeed have the pitcher bunting here as he gets this one down. One there.
Yeah, you want to put this down to the right side, force that first baseman to field it, but that ball is bunted just way too hard, so that's a good decision defensively to go ahead and take the force at second.
Here's Ben Revere. Started to go down after it, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike 1.
Pretty good speed here coming out of that left-handed batter's box, so it's no sure thing that a ground ball means a double play.
Hits this one hard the other way, and that gets through for a 1-out base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
A little bad luck there defensively. If that's hit at an infielder, it's a double play. But instead, now you're in hot water here with 1 away.
Here's Daniel Murphy now, as he will look at a curveball right on the black. Apparently, it's strike 1.
That's such a good pitch to get ahead. Lefty on lefty. It's a big looping curveball. Makes it very difficult for the hitter to try and time what's coming next.
Smoked on the ground up the middle. Zobrist Back to Rizzo, and they get out of it here. A double play to retire the side. One left for Washington as they hold on to a 4-1 lead. Addison Russell is set to in the home half of the fourth inning.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike one.
Boy, we're more than halfway through this game, and he's thrown a first pitch strike to 70% of the batters he's faced, so he's pitching very, very well right now.
That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Ready on 1 and 2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2 and 2. A swinging bunt to the mound. 1 away.
Yeah, and that's not always an easy play for a pitcher, especially when he has to barehand the ball. But luckily, he's got plenty of time out there.
Here's the catcher now, Miguel Montero. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty, it's strike 1. Boy, that changeup's had him eaten out of his hand.
Oh, and they've been falling all over themselves trying to get it. But you've just got to know that that's not going to be a strike. It looks like it is, but it isn't.
And this is swung on and missed that time by Montero. No balls and 2 strikes now. 4-1 our score as we play inning number 4. Tough fastball that time, but he hangs with it to stay alive. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
Sometimes this is all you have to do. Throw a ton of strikes and keep the ball in the yard. It's worked for him so far.
Clayton Richard comes to the plate looking to put the ball in play. He went down on strikes last time.
Yeah, strikeout last time, and it's been a tough series for him so far. Let's see if we can make a little bit of an adjustment here in this at-bat.
Pulled toward right center field. Taylor has it in his tracks. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They trail it 4-1. Jason Worth heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Left fielder, Jason Worth.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
Well, you know, guys, he's thrown a first pitch strike to about 80% of the batters he's faced, but he hasn't been able to get things done. He's not pitching well, and we're into the middle innings of this game now.
Hit to first. Rizzo is there, and he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Ramos.
Wilson Ramos will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1. And it's quickly 0-2. Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. 5th inning here in a 4-1 ball game. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Even though he's given up his share of hits so far, He still hasn't walked anybody, so at least he's got that going for him.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Out in front of that one, may have been looking fastball. Good job just to make contact. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And this is where he gets so tough. He's seen everything you've got, but you've still got to make one more good pitch to get him out.
Now a fastball inside, and he works it back to a full count now.
Yeah, that pitch, it's coming back hard with a lot of tail to it, but it just can't get in quite far enough.
Now a swing and a ball lofted down the right field line and fairly deep. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. Around second. He'll try for third. The relay throw. But he is in there with a triple.
That man right there is one of the most unlikely guys in the building, besides you, Lions, to wind up with a triple. He was huffing and puffing all the way around, but he sees the opportunity, and give him credit. He's able to make it there safely.
In now is Anthony Rendon. Lifted in the air out to center field. Catch made in center. Here comes the runner from third. So add one more on the sac fly, as that'll make this a 5-1 game.
Well, that didn't take long. You get the triple, then on the very first pitch, here comes the sacrifice fly to get him home.
Clint Robinson steps in and perhaps looking to drive another one out of the park, just like he did in the second. Out in front of it, strike 1. Five runs, 8 hits, and no errors so far for the Nationals. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Zobrist is there. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. Last half of the 5th coming up. Washington leads this one 5-1. Dexter Fowler will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the 5th. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1. So that pitch isn't going to light up the radar gun, but it's been effective.
Well, it doesn't have to. If you get that good movement and put it in the right spot, it's plenty good enough to do the job.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
And this is where he's at his best. When he gets that sinker running away, he's tough to hit.
Yeah, the problem is when he leaves that thing up, that's when he gets into all sorts of trouble.
And he misses there, 1-2.
Not a real good 0-2 there. You don't necessarily want it in the zone, but you do want to at least give him something to think about.
Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Such a tough pitch to lay off there. The two-seamer working away with 2 strikes, but he lets it go. Maybe just because he knew he couldn't hit it.
Trying to strike him out for the second time. Goes the other way with it as this is in the air down the line in left. There to gather it in is Worth for the first out of the inning.
Well, you know, he had the right idea up there, so at least you know he's thinking. He tried to go the other way with this ball, but he got under it just a little bit, and it's an easy play out there in left field.
Stepping up to the plate, Jason Hayward. He singled his last time up. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
He just about went around. He was lucky to put on the brakes when he did.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a hot shot toward third. And that gets down and ought to be good for extra bases. On to second goes Hayward. And he is into second base with a double. His third hit this afternoon.
Now batting.
Well, this is one of the few mistakes he's made all game long. Not too many guys have made solid contact so far, but he squared that one up pretty well.
Chris Bryant will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you do in the sense that whatever you did the first 2 times, it wasn't working. But I think if you start worrying too much about trying to avoid the hat trick or worse, it'll start becoming a mind game, and you'll start falling into some pretty bad habits.
Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit. For Hayward, he's at second with his 4th double here on the season. Ready with the 1-0. On a grade school swing there, it's 1-1.
These guys need to get things sorted out at the plate. The discipline just has not been real good.
A good action on the 2-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Boy, that's just pretty standard operating procedure right here. You get him leaning out over the plate on that slider running away, and then you bust him inside hard on that fastball on the inside corner.
And the slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. Trying to strike him out for the 3rd time. And he struck him out. And there's the hat trick, as that's his 3rd strikeout of the ball game.
Well, the strikeout pitch has certainly been there for him all afternoon, and this, in fact, is the 3rd time he's victimized this guy.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. Tap fouled at home plate. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
Yeah, it's so hard to stay back against a guy like this. Unless you guess right, that thing's just so slow that it's almost impossible to keep from getting out on your front foot.
Drilled to the right side. And that's through into right field for a base hit. Oh, and he runs right through the stop sign. Throws there, and he is out on a beautiful throw as he just came up firing that time.
Oh, what a great throw.
Danny Espinosa makes his way to the box to lead us off in the 6th inning. Justin Grimm will get the call here as he'll start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 52, Justin Grimm.
Danny Espinosa will be the first one to greet him here as he'll be forced to turn around and hit from the left side now. Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. It's ball 1. Inside, and he falls behind the hitter now. 2-0. Three and 0 now.
And it goes without saying, but this has to be in the strike zone. You don't want him on base to start off the inning.
And no doubt about this one, it's in there. 3-1.
And at the plate, he might have been told, look, you're taken until you get a strike. Not a bad idea.
Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter's aboard to start the 6th.
I think these guys are at the point of the series where they've seen enough of this guy swing the bat. Go ahead, take first base.
Michael Taylor steps in, got a base hit in his last at-bat. Chopped weakly to the left. Russell's got it. Zobrist on to Rizzo, but a little slow in developing as they'll just get the 1 out.
Yeah, you know, a double play there was always going to be a stretch. And that's where you just take that force out at second, get the lead runner, and then say, you know what, thank you very much.
Tanner Roark comes to the plate, possibly receiving a bunt sign in order to stay out of the double play.
Yeah, and everybody's got a different opinion on this situation. But in reality, it really comes down to how the pitcher is with the bat in his hands and what he can do.
The throw pulls him off the bag. Throw not in time at first, so the pitcher tries to give himself up, but instead he gets himself a base hit. So definite problems on that last play, and they'll hit the first baseman for the error. Ben Revere will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. In there, strike 1. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2. Hit hard. Just foul.
Nope, that's foul.
A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Liner towards second, and that'll get through into center field for a base hit. Now a long throw home, and he is safe at the plate as they open things further to 6-1 now.
Talk about a turnaround from yesterday. They couldn't get anything generated, kept off the scoreboard entirely. Now they're scoring runs left and right.
Daniel Murphy will stand in here. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice to this point. Sends that one out of play for strike one. Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. The 0-2 home. Had him fooled as he swings through the curveball. 2 down.
Well, this curveball, it just disappears. He thinks he's right on it at the plate. And look where it winds up. Completely out of the zone. And that's what you want as a pitcher. You want hitters to chase pitches that aren't strikes.
Here's Jason Worth as he swings and pops this one foul off to the right, out of play. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a swing and a high pop-up, drifting toward the third base dugout. And he will indeed make the play in foul territory to retire the side. Only 1 in the inning for the Nationals. The 5, 6, and 7 slots due up in the bottom of inning number 6. It's the Nationals 6 and the Cubs 1. Ben Zobrist will stand in now. He's singled and struck out in 2 trips.
Second baseman, Ben Zobrist.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Swing and a liner, but foul. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes he did. It's ruled a strike. Filthy changeup that time, but he's able to make contact, and he'll get another chance. And he struck him out. The 10th victim set down on strikes thus far.
You get a look there at his pitch breakdown so far. Well, that sinker of his is a great weapon to have, and he picked the right spot to use it there.
Kyle Schwarber will stand in now. He flew out in his first time around and then was a strikeout victim last time. First delivery to him on the way. Ran it in on the fists. 0-1.
Boy, he is just wearing guys out with that 2-seam fastball. I don't care if it's inside, outside. He's really hitting his spots well.
Now a fastball off the plate away. A ball and a strike.
Well, that's a good spot for that 2-seam fastball. Remember, that'll run away from left-handers, so a good idea to work the outside edge.
And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now.
Gotta like the approach right here. He's basically saying, if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna have to take it to left field, because I don't think he's gonna give this guy anything he can pull.
Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. 1-2. Here it comes. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Swung on in the dirt for the 3rd strike. And he makes the throw to first. Schwarber is retired. 2 down now.
Yeah, a nice job behind the plate. He wants it low, so he's got a good idea that this ball might be in the dirt, so he's able to smother it and then make the strong throw to first.
Here's Addison Russell. As the first pitch sinker misses to him, it's ball 1. And with just 5 2/3 innings under his belt, he's about to hit the century mark in his pitch count now. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Not close. It's 2-0.
It's 2-0 now, and I kind of question the pitch selection in this at-bat. You've got a guy down at the bottom of the order. Why not just throw the fastball? I think you've got to attack the zone.
And a sinker is over that time. It's back to 2-1. A pretty dangerous spot for that one.
I don't think it was by design. It's one thing to miss your spots out of the zone, but when you miss in the zone, especially up, that's when you tend to get hurt.
That's going to even up the count at 2-2. Set to deal on 2-2. Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now, 3-2.
And a good job here of making him throw a lot of pitches. I mean, he probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, so the more you make him work, the better your chances of getting a mistake.
And he's got another one here. 12 punch-outs now in the ballgame, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. On to the back third here this afternoon, and we've got it for you on the show. Welcome back here to the historic friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Nationals on top in this one as we get ready for the 7th, but first let's check out the game summary to see how we got here. Adam Warren is on to pitch now as he'll take over to start inning number 7.
Number 43, Adam Warren.
Wilson Ramos tripled and scored in his last at-bat, and we'll see how he follows it up here.
Yeah, he already got to show off those wheels, so let's see if he can make it happen again in this at-bat.
Into the seats, 0-1. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. This is line to left. Schwarber has to retreat a bit, but he gets there for out number 1.
And that's one of those plays where you might need to reinforce the laces on your glove after this inning ends. This is a fastball, and it is hammered. I mean smoked. But he ends up with nothing, and his average is going to go down.
In now is Anthony Rendon. Hit hard to short. Gloved by Russell. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
How about this out of the bullpen? 3 pitches, 2 outs. Can't do a whole lot better than that.
Clint Robinson will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning as we flash you back to take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. First pitch is a slider called for a strike.
And when he's got that slider working the way he wants it, it can be such a weapon for him.
A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Might have been looking to find that outside corner, but he couldn't quite get it there. It's 1-2. Six runs, 9 hits, and no errors so far for the Nationals. He pulls this one into right, and that is in there for a 2-out base knock.
Well, here we are. It's the 2nd month of the season, and this guy is showing no signs of slowing down. He's got himself another multi-hit ball game here.
Danny Espinosa stands in, reached on a walk in his last trip. In there for strike 1. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Two out with the man at first. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. 0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now. Just inside, not by much. It's 2-2. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Oh, and he ignores the third base coach and heads for home. And Montero's tag will be applied a fraction too late. He's in there to score.
Adding on to their lead right here, he'll find a way to get all the way around to third on the triple, and with it, this becomes a 6-run ball game now.
Michael Taylor stands in. He'll try to improve in this at-bat after grounding into a fielder's choice his last time up. And a fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0.
Very tempting up there, but that's also a pitch that a lot of guys will pop up. So that's a nice job of laying off.
2 outs here with a runner at third. Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, there's a good one right there, right over the top, and just fire that thing in there.
Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. That misses. 2-1 the count now to the National center fielder. A little early, and now it's even at 2-2. A man on third with 2 down. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
Now on 3-2, you got to go with your strength.
He's set. Here's the 3-2. Now a ball line softly down the right field line. Foul. 2 outs here with a runner at third. And he missed with it there. Ball 4. It's a 2-out walk with the runner still at third.
Up next for Washington,
Bryce Harper will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 34, Bryce Harper.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2. He struck him out. In and out of trouble as the inning is over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Nationals get a run courtesy of the RBI triple. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up. Get up and stretch. It's the Nationals 7 and the Cubs 1. Oliver Perez will come in now working with a huge lead, so he'll just look to get some work in here.
Oliver Perez.
Leading off the inning, Miguel Montero, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you're facing a pretty big deficit in this game, so they need to start clawing their way back.
And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
And he's always so tough on left-handed hitters. That slider is just so difficult to pick up.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And this will land foul. Way outside. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And he lays off the fastball away, so it's 2-2 now.
Well, he got caught chasing those first two pitches out of the strike zone, but I think he's kind of caught on to their game now. Those are two good takes to get it back to 2-2.
Bat explodes as this has popped up. And he's set down, one away.
And even with the new pitcher in there, I think you tip your cap a bit to that starter. I mean, he gutted out 6 tough innings, and he's given his guys a good chance at victory if this bullpen can hold the lead.
Felipe Rivero will come in now working with a huge lead, so he'll just look to get some work in here.
Felipe Rivero.
Jorge Soler will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Jorge Soler.
A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
And you know what? These days, so many guys are throwing in the high 90s. It makes those mid to low 90s guys look easy. But I'll tell you what. If he mixes his pitches well, it can still be plenty fast to have to deal with.
And this is going to be a foul ball. 0-2 count and the pitch. Boy, tough to lay off, but he's glad he did. It's 1-2 now.
94 on the outer edge. Can't help but take that.
Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
And here's the 4-pitch sequence again on Show Track. You'll notice it's all hard stuff early in the count. First 3 pitches, then he pulls the string on him here on pitch number 4, and down he goes.
Here's Dexter Fowler now. Drilled on the ground to short. Espinosa's there. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Cubs are down in order. They're down 7-1. Travis Wood will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger.
Travis Wood.
Ben Revere will dig in again. He singled home a run his last time.
Center fielder number 9, Ben Revere.
Smoke toward the hole. And this is going to find its way into right for a base hit. And the leadoff man's on to start the 8th.
Man, these guys have been aggressive here early in the count. And some people think, oh, you might want to take a pitch to start in that bat. And sometimes that's great, and it works out for a lot of people. But what you should be thinking is, I got to swing at strikes, and I got to get my pitch. And if it happens to come on the first pitch, let it rip.
Oh, and Montero can't squeeze it as it gets away. And he'll make it in easily at second, as I'd imagine that'll be scored a passed ball.
You can bet he probably had one eye on that base stealer down at first. This will essentially work just the same as a stolen base. That'll be ruled a passed ball.
And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
One thing you've got to be aware of as a hitter is he's going to give you a bit of a variety up there. He's got 5 pitches, and he's going to use all of them.
Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
Grounded to short. Backhanded. Off-balance throw, but he couldn't get enough on it, so it'll be scored as an infield single. Now a low throw, but he can't knock it down at first as it gets right by him.
You wonder if this is a ball that he probably should have just held on to. Instead, he tries to force it to first, and I think they're going to score this as a single and an error.
Here's Jason Worth. As he'll swing and lift a foul ball off to the left and out of play. Wood sets. Here's the 0-1. Hit the other way out toward right field. Hayward is there. Makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. And he will score on the sacrifice fly. And this will get in there too late. He's in there at third.
And at this point, every added run just makes it more and more likely that they're going to get out of here with a victory. And they tack on one more here on the sacrifice fly.
Wilson Ramos digs in now after lining out in his last try.
Yeah, he put a good swing on it last time, so we'll see if he can make one fall here.
Called strike at the letters, 0-1. That look says it all in the third base dugout.
That's not the look of a guy who's going to be sleeping well tonight, is it?
Oh and 1, here it comes. And this ball's heading for the seats down the right side as the count will move to 0-2 now. 1 out and a runner on third. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Yeah, I don't think that's the at-bat you're hoping for with a runner on third and 1 out. This is right back to the pitcher. No chance to even think about scoring on this one.
Standing in, Anthony Rendon. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First offering on its way. He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. This is flared right back over the mound. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Only 1 in the inning for the Nationals. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Nationals 8 and the Cubs 1. Yusmeiro Petit will come in now working with a huge lead, so he'll just look to get some work in here. Into the box, Jason Hayward. He's looking to go 4 for 4 with a base hit right here. Action now in the Washington bullpen as a right-hander begins to get loose. Now a little bouncer into no man's land down that third baseline. This is foul for the first strike. Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1. A chance here at least for this guy to get some work in what should be a fairly low-stress appearance.
Yeah, but it seems like these outings are where you relax a little bit too much, you give up 3 runs, and then watch your ERA climb by another point. He'll need to guard against that.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Curveball just about rung him up, but it's to 2-2.
Yeah, that's a good pitch there. That thing tried to come back, but didn't quite get there.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out. 8-1 our score as you look at our in-game line score. This one pretty much all over but the shouting. Chris Bryant will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the better hitters in this lineup, and that's why he's in the middle of the order. He just hasn't been able to get it going today. It happens.
Drilled right back up the middle, and that finds its way into center for a 1-out base hit.
Well, he absolutely needed that one. I mean, he's staring the old sombrero right in the face, but he puts a good swing on the ball there and gets himself a base hit.
Anthony Rizzo digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Hit out towards second. Murphy has it. Espinoza on to first. It's a double play as their woes continue. The inning is over. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. More to come on the show Sunday Baseball after this. Pedro Strop will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger.
Pedro Strop.
Clint Robinson steps in and perhaps looking to drive another one out of the park just like he did in the second.
Clint Robinson.
Squared that one up just a little late. Set to deliver the 0-1. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. And that misses 2-1. And he fires a fastball now for a called strike 2.
A little conviction behind that fastball.
And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
Well, he's worked the count full now. That's a nice job of laying off on that one, although it kind of looked like an easy one to take.
And this pitch misses here. It's ball 4, and they've got a leadoff base runner aboard to start the 9th.
The batter, number 8, shortstop
Danny Espinoza ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that third hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
And a check swing here, but he clearly went around on a pitch that would have been a strike anyway. It's 0-1. A runner at first with no outs here. This is swung on and lifted down the left field line, but it'll get back into the crowd as he jumps ahead of him now, 0-2. Line to the right side. And that's in there. Base hit.
Yeah, he's swinging a pretty hot bat here. 3 for 4 now after the base hit. And that wasn't a little bleeder. That ball was smoked.
Standing in now, Michael Taylor. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
As a hitter here, you've got to make him get the ball up. You don't go swinging at pitches that are down in the zone and more likely to turn into double play balls.
Oh, and that is right down the middle for strike two.
Yeah, the velocity's good here, but I'm not so sure about the location. That was right down the middle.
Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the two-seamer, and that's out number one.
Boy, he just dominated that at-bat right there. You want to see a power pitcher go right through a guy? This is a 3-pitch see you later right here. Have a seat.
Matt Dendecker will get the call to pinch hit here, and he'll find he has a couple of runners aboard with only one out in the inning. First pitch fastball swung on and missed 0-1.
Now, he might have been on the on-deck circle just saying, man, I get one at-bat and it's against this guy? Thanks a lot.
Late swing and a ball line fouled into the seats past the third base dugout. And another foul ball. A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the second out.
Wow, a real sharp break to this thing. It's a slider. He starts it out over the middle of the plate. Now, the hitter thinks he's got something that he can handle, and then this thing just makes a beeline right for his hands. That is a tough pitch.
Ben Revere steps in with 4 hits already in this one and looking for number 5 here.
Well, he's just stroking it, Matt. I was watching him earlier in batting practice, and he looked good, but I didn't know it was going to be this good.
From the belt, the pitch. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. And a check swing here, but he pretty clearly broke the plane, and it's 0-2 now. Swing and a little blooper to center. Fowler is over. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. The Nationals are out in front here, 8-1. Sean Kelly will come in now working with a huge lead, so he'll just look to get some work in here.
Sean Kelly.
Ben Zobrist will stand in now to begin their half of the 9th in a game that was decided long ago.
Yeah, this is mop-up time out there right now. But, hey, these at-bats still count against your batting average, so you can't go up there and just mail it in. You've got to see this through right to the end of the game.
Couldn't quite hold back that time as the changeup fooled him for strike one. Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold, 0-2.
Oh, you like the way this guy is just going about his business here. He's got a big lead, but he's pitching like it's a tie game here in the 9th.
And he is down on strikes again, so get your hats out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game.
Well, this all goes back to bad plate discipline at the beginning of the at-bat. If it's a 2-0 count here, that's an easy pitch to lay off. Instead, since he's already swung at 2 pitches out of the zone, now he's forced to protect, and he swings right through it.
Into the box now, Kyle Schwarber. As with one away, he can't make contact on the first pitch. It's strike one.
Yeah, he really pulled off of that one, and that's not the kind of swing we're accustomed to seeing from a guy like him.
Especially starting off an at-bat.
And, boy, they're really giving him fits inside now as he can't get extended there, and it's 0-2 now.
You talk about tying a guy up. My goodness.
One out, nobody on. Good changeup in the dirt, strike three. And the throw is made to record the second out of the inning.
The batter.
Boy, that's a really nice play there behind the plate. He doesn't panic. He takes his time and makes the good throw on to first. So score that a strike.
Here's Addison Russell. Showing bunt here, but he takes ball one.
Just too over-aggressive right now. They've got to dial this back a bit.
Two and 0 now. Two out, nobody on. And this is a called strike at the letters. Looked like ball three, but make it 2-1 instead.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
And this is swung on and missed, so the Cubs are down to their final strike here.
Yeah, when that's upstairs like that, that's a pitch you got to leave alone and make him bring something down.
Still 2-2. Tried to bury one down and away, but it's a full count now, 3-2. Miguel Montero would be next. The short hit hard. Throw on to first is going to be in time, and the Nationals have taken the finale here. They win the series 3-1 as the ball game is over.
Well, maybe a little problem is that they wind up having to burn through the bullpen a little bit. 5 pitchers are going to combine to finish off this victory.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he really came through with a dominating pitching performance. You see there, 12 strikeouts, and that doesn't even tell the whole story. That was as good as I've ever seen him pitch.
So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. Washington is victorious in this one, 8-1. So long from Wrigleyville.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon. For the victorious Washington Nationals, 8 runs on 14 hits. No errors. They left 12 men on base. For the Cubs, 1 run, 7 hits, 3 errors. They left 7 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Tanner Rowan. His record is now 2-2. The loss goes to Clayton Richard. He falls to 0-6. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 19 minutes. A reminder that extra southbound CTA Red Line trains will be available at the Addison Street Station, 1 block east of Wrigley Field. Northbound passengers are asked to board at the Sheridan Station. Post-game bus service will also be available on the 8 Halstead, 22 Clark, 152 Addison, and the 154 Wrigley Field Express routes.